Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we are continuing our How to Tank series, and we've landed upon ETC. Pulling up the tier list here, you see I have him in the defensive category because ETC is one of the best peel tanks. He has such great abilities to put himself in between the allies and the enemy team, and in doing that is able to excel at letting his team survive. With that being said, he does lack some damage and wave clear, but what he lacks in damage and wave clear he makes up with big plays. One of the biggest plays you can make in Heroes of the Storm is a mosh pit. Mosh pit is, in my opinion, the iconic Heroes of the Storm ultimate ability. It's been around since the game's release, and it's been equally impactful from day one of this game until right now. This ability can turn a game that you were losing the whole entire time into a game that you win in the blink of an eye. And there's not many abilities that have that. Not many tanks that have that at all, and none that have it quite to the impactfulness that ETC has. So he has all of these strengths, but yet he's not always an instant lock. That's because whenever you think of a tank, you think of somebody big, beefy, and that can take a hit. ETC struggles at taking a hit. He does have his trait, which is trying to give him armor, but the armor it gives is just quite not enough compared to the punishment that he should be able to tank. So if ETC gets caught with his pants down, he can easily get stunned by 1 or 2 stun locks, and if focused down, he will blow up just as fast as a bruiser or melee assassin. So you do have to be very careful about that. You can pick ETC into almost any composition though. You'll have a better time peeling for your allies, but you also have good setup with your QW. You got good gank rotations. But that's a lot for an intro, so we're going to jump to the game, hopefully have some fun, and try to teach you how to play ETC. Here we go. Alright, and we find ourselves on the Braxis Holdout. Nope. Warhead Junction today. What we're going to be looking to do early game is protect our high priority targets from ganks, and we're going to try to establish who has the gank potential on their team. That would be Valera. Valera is the big one, and then additionally a hooked target. We're going to try to get in between that hooked target and the enemy team. And ETC is an excellent ganker. From level 1 to 30 he can gank very well, and you need to be taking advantage of that in the early game here. I almost always pick up block and go for a trait build, and that's the only build I have true success on. So ETC definitely does do well against physical damage dealers, heroes who are attacking with auto attacks rather than spell damage. Because once again, you can get bursted rather easily. Also, we mentioned before that we have a small HP pool. That does not mean you're immune to Tychus and other percent damages. You get wrecked by those things. I'm trying to gain control of the vision here because on this map you cannot gank if you don't have vision. So that's exactly what I'm going to look for. Getting these visions taken for me and trying to help my allies out, but it is unable to this early in the game. So maybe I'll look for something right here, ping them on my way. Hopefully they can follow up. I do miss my stun, but the medic is running into Wonderland, so we might be able to chase her down, especially if Lunara shows up to help as well. There it is. And I missed. Wow. 0 for 2 on my Qs, but just our presence is able to do enough, and now we're going to go right into a rotation top lane and try to get a pick here. Once again, we don't have vision, so our ganks are nullified. The Nazebo most likely got pinged by his allies, and I am unable to make a successful rotation. That's fine. We're just going to keep playing around this, damn you. Playing around this little sewage area here so we can ping around our way. and maybe get something done for the allies, but red team is on top of it. Trying to boot the enemies back. Valeera coming in, though, at just the wrong moments. And now we're going to try to get in between our ally and the enemy team, but we're not quite able to do it fast enough. So we do, unfortunately, perish. Landing our stuns, pumping out any sort of damage that we might possibly have, but it is truthfully not a lot on ETC. And once again, we do not have control of these sewers, so we cannot be making these ganks that we want to be making. Pingy's in danger because we just saw 2 enemies go into the top lane, which is where I'm going to be heading now. With Thrall still relatively healthy, but nothing else to do. This is a pretty bad map to gank on. Ooh. Yeah, friendly team comes. We should kill this hero. Unfortunately, there was a friendly team that whiffed their spells this time instead of me. And I have to be extra careful with the Tychus in the bush. Absolutely melting me. Gonna go ahead and Q in here. Oh, trying to get the stun off, but we did not quite have the range. So we'll help out our Lunara and try to get peels or be the person to pick up the nuke. Because ultimately, if Lunara gets engaged upon, bad things can happen. But we're able to slow down the Valeera, trying to get in between the Valeera and our ally to give our Lunara time and space. I was kind of hoping Li Ming would follow. She didn't. Want to get a pick here, but enemy team not really overextending whatsoever. Let's see if Tychus plays crazy. Nope. He's going to back out, so we'll look for something middle. Going with another ally that has a stun is very strong, such as the Tyrande. Nicely done. We'll activate our E to try to help our ally out with the block stacks we grant them. That's often why you use your E, is to apply the movement speed and blocks that your trait can give to an ally. We do see Thrall coming in here, so we'll try to help him out. We got to be cautious of hooks because we did get quite low, and we know that if we get bursted or engaged upon at all, we very well could die. Would really like to get this nuke, and since no gank is a possibility, we're instead gonna play the peel game for my allies and just hope that they can be the ones to stall out the stitches. Not quite able to, unfortunately, and we are now down a nuke and a lot of vision on the map. The Valeera's done a really good job of making sure we don't have the vision we need. Stun him out of this ability, and some nice follow-up by the friendly team will help us hunt down the stitches. Don't know if we'll quite get him there. A beautiful ow by the Tyrande will finish him off, and we are looking very nice. I want my nuke to go top lane, and I also want to help Thrall out with his Nazeebo infestation, but once again, Nazeebo getting a sneak peek of me there. So doesn't look like I'll get the gank off that I want. There's the nuke. We actually just saw Nazeebo base, so he's not going to be there, and I can go bottom now to do what I please. Now, Stage Dive is a very good ultimate ability. Do not get me wrong. I have no follow-up from my allies, so there's no reason for me to fight. I just need to be pinging for them that they very well could be in danger. Stage Dive is a very good ultimate ability and should not be slept on. But the amount of fear that a mosh pit can sink into an enemy team is not to be laughed about. Nice pick up there by Thrall. So the Stitches now can't go Bile because or shouldn't go Bile. Gonna have to back out here. Lots of movement speed from my base, or my level 4 talent. And I probably should base here. But you can see the Gorge had to be picked up by the enemy team's Stitches to try to cancel out my mosh pit because they don't have a whole lot of interrupts. That's one thing you want to be looking whenever you are drafting for ETC is how many interrupts the enemy team has. So I know that medic grenade as well as... Ooh, speaking of medic, I will solo mosh her. Hopefully Lunara has the damage to kill her. Separate these two a little bit. There we go. But we need to be cautious of who has what abilities. Gonna rotate down bottom to help out my ally. And who can stun me out of what. So, medic, medic grenade, and Tychus grenade. Both stun me out of my mosh pit. And make my life very difficult. Walking in this bush could be bad. We need to turn and run now, though. Oh, I didn't quite time that how I'd like. And unfortunately, Tychus will most likely get that nuke even. Okay, not quite, not quite. I think he probably based. And Valera should have just tried to run. I would love to help the friendly team out here, and it looks like that's what I have to do, but I also need to be top lane to stop the Nazeebo's push, or at least help Thrall. It looks like our healer was gonna go there, but instead she didn't. I'm not playing my role properly by body blocking. And now Tychus is here to cause his shenanigans. Gonna try to farm up Mosh Pit by landing my my W's. And I know who has the interrupts. So a hook has an interrupt from Stitches. Tychus Grenade has an interrupt, and Medic has an interrupt. Getting in there on the Nazeebo, booping the Medic back, and we will land a Mosh Pit on these two heroes, confirming we kill at least the Medic. And I would like a little bit more, but it's not looking amazing. Try to stun two of them, but by doing that, I stun none of them. And now we just got to peel off the Valera and the Stitches if possible. Yeah, just got to keep my ally alive. Play the peel game. There we go. We found her. You ain't going nowhere, Valera. If one of these two or three allies would like to help, then that's a free pickup. And now we are pretty low on resources. And it's kind of a dead space in time where objectives down. So I'm going to go ahead and base, get full on everything. And continue to look for any opportunities. It looks like top lane's going to need defended. Now, as ATC, I mentioned before, you lack damage and you lack wave clear. At level 7, your wave clear gets slightly better. Still not good, but slightly better to the point where you can rotate two lanes and, if nothing else, whoa, clear the minions. You can see Tychus chunking me very quickly there. Not something I really want to be dealing with. Couldn't quite tell if they were on boss there. Just gonna hope that they weren't. You can see our wave clear, not the best, but enough to get the job done. It looks like none of them are on boss, but we'll just face check it first anyway. And we are rapidly approaching level 16. So as the tank, we're going to ping that for the friendly team. Say, hey, try to control how this game is going. And right now, I'm just blocking off this little flank route that the enemy team could take and forcing them to go the long way around so we can get an engagement in on this building. Looks like Medevac is coming in. I do have Mosh Pit up. And there is the Medevac. Could have moshed these two, but Tychus was alive and he has grenades, so... Oh boy. Only landing on one there. And I'm a little bit too afraid to stay in the mosh pit while tanking the tower. We're going to do our best to be the one tanking any abilities that we can here. Trying to keep my allies alive. Unfortunately, the Lunara kind of got wrecked by the... way her R was working there, but all is good right now. Do not have Mosh Pit up, but I was farming it as best as I could, so I have a little bit of cooldown reduction. Thrall was able to clear the camp in the bottom lane, and we got good damage out on the buildings, so not the worst. I am pretty interested where this enemy team is going to look to go from here on out. So same thing, I want to be cutting off this route for the enemy team. Ping, I'm on my way for my ally. Hopefully Tychus doesn't have the ability to get out, but we'll go ahead and boop him away. If his medic gets here, bad things could happen. Yeah, I don't think we win this Tyrande. I respected it until the medic showed up. While that happened, though, friendly team sniped 2 buildings, as well as got a kill on the Valeera. Looks like Nazeebo was going for the boss, which concerns me slightly. I'm gonna check it. I'd imagine he based. I know I'm forfeiting my ally's life by doing this, but it was worth the boss check. Medivac is inbound. I imagine he's going here. And I do have Mosh Pit up, but we don't have Li Ming, who has been our highest damage in the game thus far. We'll hit him with a little drive-by and continue on our way. Stitches is here, as well as Nazeebo. Try to land 2. There we go. We only get 2. And really would like the Tychus to die here. That would be ideal, and we get it. Got to be a little careful of the hook. Good stall by Tyrande, and I'll go in here. We have backup on the way. Barely able to land our Q as Valeera threw her abilities on us. Now we're trying to peel. Peel for this. Peel for the Lunara. Just keep her alive. Peel for the Thrall, whoever might need it. Oh, missing my Q like a baby. No W up yet. I gotta try to hit as many heroes as possible to get the cooldown reduction. Li Ming is popping off now. Try to burst this thing, but I don't even know. Can I just follow it? Oh no. I was wondering how far it went. Right there, I guess. Alright. We could go for boss right now if we wanted. Oh boy. Ally almost died to the... Yeah, I don't know why we're just tanking buildings. We gotta be taking camps. Or preferably I'd like boss. Almost level 20 here. And as this game is getting more and more like late into the game, the stakes become higher and higher. Don't think I can save him. Best I can do is try to break a wall for you. If I can break the wall, I can get in there to help him. Oh, I'm not quite able to. Well, with that being said, we should probably back out. Let the enemy team have the nuke. That's a Medivac inbound. We might be dead. I'm going to just try to hide. Right. Oh, don't have the grenade up. Alright, he barely had it up. But nonetheless, able to get a triple kill. And we got our nuke back. So I'll take that. Oh, wait. This lady's still alive. Movement speed to catch up. Booping her. Nicely done. And that's a team wipe. Mainly because of what? Mosh Pit. So, despite ETC not having the damage that most heroes should have, he doesn't have the HP that most tanks have. He has the Mosh Pit that no other tank has in the game. And that's how you have to play when you play ETC, is never ever give up, because you're only one good mosh pit away from winning the video game. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Torbus here, and for this last fight, I'm gonna try to farm my mosh pit up a little bit, so I can land one more good mosh pit. We'll finish off the game, most likely. Friendly team, despite us being level 20, doesn't quite want to pressure the core any further. Kind of think we might have been able to win, but we didn't have Thrall, so we'll wait a little bit. We could maybe even fight boss. That's a little bit more risky, but if we have camps pushing and the level 20 advantage, then it's not the worst idea. We're very split as a whole, so I'm kind of making sure Valeera doesn't come to me. If she comes to me and then I get hooked, that could be very bad news. We'll let the enemy team have that camp. Stitches is split from them. There's the Valeera. Dealing honestly, some decent damage to me. Tychus nade. Stitches hook. Technically Valeera's silence, but I don't think it quite can reach me. And then obviously the medic nade. So those are the abilities I'm watching, waiting for them to be used, and then I'm using Mosh Pit. A lot of nukes on the board. I doubt red team really wants to fight us. So hopefully we can just pick up some nukes, and boss play wouldn't be bad now because enemy team used Medivac to go bottom. There's 2 heroes there. This is a free boss now. We got camps pushing elsewhere on the map. You can actually steal a boss as ETC specifically with this build, Mosh Pit and Encore. So we'll get the boss. We have 1 nuke. Our other buildings will take a lot of damage, but it shouldn't matter. And I'm gonna look for. I will solo mosh any one of them, because even getting 1 pick this late in the game can win you the video game, or at least give you a significant advantage in the fight. So that's what we're looking for. Enemy team did just now hit 20, where sometimes level 20 talents will give them better stuns for Mosh Pit, but doesn't look to be the case this time around. Gonna go ahead and mosh this guy to try to keep our ally alive. Wanted to Q out of there. Boss is still super duper healthy, so it might be able to win off of pure attrition alone. Nothing else. We got the keep. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. We got the keep. Probably getting a little bit of core damage, I'd imagine. Just a tad, a wee bit. 1%. Heck yeah, I take it. Enemy team doing a good job of defending, and we are on a timer though because they have Nazebo with Vile Infection with his Toad stacks. They have the Hungry for More Stitches with his stack game. So we are on quite the timer here. I would love to try to defend this if possible, but I am very much terrified about someone getting hooked in the wrong position, trying to separate the medic from her allies, and it's working out well with Lunara giving me the follow-up. That's one thing that can really make or break a game, is having good DPS to follow up. We might be able to end bottom here. I hope friendly team wants to do that. We could additionally probably snipe mid. We have a lot of options currently. I prefer, though, to just kill the core and win the game. Once again, going to come down to a mosh pit, hopefully. Trying to time out my W so it lands. Not quite getting it how I'd like it. There's 2 heroes. Hopefully friendly team can notice it. Keep the Tychus in the stun position. Use my movement speed and boops to try to get away, but he has 4 million dashes. Good healing by my allies to keep me alive. And we got middle, so... now going to have to reset. Continue to farm for Mosh Pit. Friendly team playing it incredibly safe here. And the longer that happens, as mentioned, the Nazebo, he's going to have Vile Infection for next fight. The Stitches having more and more HP for every fight that we do. So we are slowly losing our advantage in attrition to win this game. I think I'd rather just be grouped with the rest of the team here than fighting with Thrall on the camp. Because there's a chance we lose allies here. There's not a chance we lose allies there. And Nazebo is out of position. He doesn't drop his wall, though. Gonna try to get on the other side of them and boop him back into the team. I need to be peeling for my ally. I'm coming, but don't run away from me. Alright, this is fine now. This is fine. We can just walk away. Lunara, I hope you can walk away too. We can just kill this. Alright, there we go. Peel for our Li Ming. Hope she doesn't get hooked. I got a W. There it is. A little bit more peel. Almost have Mosh Pit back up in 5 seconds. Trying to look for that. Lunara going absolutely crazy. Watching for the Stitches hooks. Alright, might have to look for a Mosh Pit. There we go. We hit 2 of them. Big impact value. And once again, Mosh Pit coming in super handy to help us finish off this game. We don't even have to do anything because Winions are on the core due to good camp timings by the friendly team, and all of our stars have finally aligned for us to win this video game. So, as mentioned earlier, you are, relatively speaking, a squishy tank. Relatively speaking, don't have wave clear, don't have soak, don't have camp clear. You don't have the capabilities to win the video game. But you still can win video games and get MVP. This is because of all the crowd control, all the presence, utility that you bring into a video game. The biggest one is your mosh pit. As mentioned earlier, it has such a good mind control or mind games that it brings. I probably would have gotten more value in the early game with stage dive, but mosh pit in the late game, it just wins video games. So, as always in this build, we'll talk about the talents here at the end. So, this is the build I go in 99% of my games. It rarely ever changes. At level 1, we go for Block Party. You could pick up Prog Rock, but in my opinion, it's a bait talent, and Block Party gives you much more value, especially against heroes like Butchers, Zul'jins, even Auto Attack Diablos. It's a very good talent. Speed Metal, this allows you to do two things. One, it allows you to get around fights better, both you and your allies. Granting your allies 20% movement speed for 2.5 seconds anytime you cast an ability is huge. Additionally, you can just run away from enemies. It is so good at just casting your abilities, your W and your E, to just get to fights or get out of fights faster. It's amazing. Then I go for Echo Pedal because it's the most consistent wave clear. If I have Echo Pedal, I can clear 20 minions in the same amount of time I could clear 7 minions, but if I pick up Pinball Wizard, I can only clear half that amount, but I can do it faster. So I just like the consistency that Echo Pedal brings. And then also Echo Pedal allows me to reveal the Valera. I revealed her once or twice with Echo Pedal, so that's something to keep in mind. Mosh Pit, we pick up Mosh Pit because of this whole video. I talked about it. This is what Mosh Pit does. Mosh Pit wins games. I have the saying I say, hit a mosh, win a game, and it's that simple. You saw it in today's video. Level 13, we go for Encore because, guess what? It gives you more mosh pits. This also, I mentioned earlier, you can steal bosses with this combo between Mosh Pit and Encore. If you stand directly in the center of a capture point, press your W and immediately press R. As long as you do not get interrupted, enemy heroes cannot contest that point. And it's very fun to just watch heroes cry as you take their boss. Showstopper because ETC's biggest weakness is not having a lot of HP. So 35 armor for 4 seconds upon using your engage tool is very helpful. But level 16 out of all the talent tiers is the most flexible. The next most flexible is 20. I pick up Torbus this game because it allows you to land sneaky mosh pits, but more importantly, it allows you to dodge the interrupts. So I was able to dodge Tychus grenades or dodge medic grenades from canceling my mosh pit. Instead of it getting canceled, now the Tychus and medic were caught in a mosh pit and it won us the video game. So that is how to tank with ETC. Thank you guys so much for watching this series with me. It's been a blast to make it. I am sorry that it took a little while to finish it, but I really have enjoyed it. And please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this series, because I will be doing series on all the other rules, most likely with Bruiser coming out next. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Save that alt, isn't it?
But it think of
Get in, Duffy, get in! Get in!
Get in the chopper!
World's shortest medevac. It's a Medivh portal. Don't be lied to.